Hi, I'm Teddy Burris, your LinkedIn strategist and trainer. The question I got this morning is, Teddy, how can I influence the LinkedIn algorithm so that it minimizes a particular company page sharing its content in my newsfeed? There's some really basic ways to do that, but I thought it made sense to talk a little bit about the LinkedIn algorithms for newsfeed so we can understand a little bit more about how does the algorithm determine what content shows up in my newsfeed. Now, the algorithms are really not public. All of the aspects of the algorithm are not shared. But there's some common sense things that I've proven over the years that have a huge impact on what content shows up in my newsfeed. So let's talk specifically in the context of company page content. By the way, if you scroll through your newsfeed, you'll see that somewhere between every 7th and every 10th post will be a company page post, starting with the very second post that's in your newsfeed. I can hit refresh all I want, and pretty much without variability, the second post will be a promoted post, and somewhere between the 7th and the 10th, every 7th and every 10th post could be a promoted post. That's number one way that the content shows up in your newsfeed, promoted post. The second way company content can show up in your post is if you're following a company. So if I go to my profile, I go all the way to the bottom, and I click on See All, click on Companies, these are the companies that I'm following. So all of their content has the possibility of showing up on a newsfeed because I'm telling the algorithm very clearly I want to see Pearson content. And if I no longer want to see Pearson content or Hanes Brands content, then all I have to do is unfollow. And I'll do that right here. And now I'm not following them, but it gives me the opportunity to follow again until I come out. And now Pearson is gone because I'm no longer following it, and I refresh the screen. That's the first way, follow a company. The next way that you can impact what a company content shows up in your newsfeed is by engaging on their content. So if I come down here to the resource, which is a company that I am following, and I come down here and I like, comment, or share, or even send their content to someone, you're impacting the algorithm and telling them you want to see more of this content. So it's more likely to show up because you engaged on it. So which says very clearly that one of the most impactful things you can do in regards to not seeing content is don't touch it and don't follow it. Here's another way that I can impact this content showing up, and that is by being connected to and or following the employees of a company. And then if they share or engage on company page content, it has the opportunity of showing up in my newsfeed. Doesn't mean it will always show up, but it has the opportunity to show up in my newsfeed because I'm following or connected to an employee who is sharing that company page content. Here's another example of the influence that you can have on company page content showing up in your newsfeed. And that is if there's some level of relevance between me and that company, whether it's industry, region, services type, product type, and there may be others that I don't know about, but some level of relevance between me and that company can influence the algorithm to show that content in my newsfeed. So maybe somewhere along the line I've engaged on content about videos. Somewhere along the line I've talked about investors, or somewhere along the line I've talked about videography or engagement video, promotional videos, et cetera, et cetera. So if there's some level of relevance, then the algorithm may try to feed that content to me in my newsfeed to see if I want more of it. So here are a few other ways that you can very deliberately impact what content shows up in your LinkedIn newsfeed. Search for content. Look for content about sales training, put quotes around it, and then very specifically go to content. So I have just told the algorithm, because I searched for sales training content, that I'm interested in sales training content. I can also search for hashtags and find a hashtag that's got followers, and then hit the follow button and follow that hashtag. So I'm impacting the algorithms because I'm searching for specific content. Another way is to search for keywords, phrases, and find the companies. So again, I'm impacting the algorithm because I'm searching, and then I can follow those companies. Go look at those company pages. All of these actions can have some influence on the algorithms. And lastly, when you do find content that's relevant to something that you want to see more of, again, engage on it. Comment, share it. Do something with this content, and you're impacting the algorithms to tell them this is the kind of content you want to see. Don't rely on the algorithm to look at your LinkedIn profile and look at what you're sharing and look at what your network shares for it to determine what content to feed you in your newsfeed. Be purposeful about it. Engage on the stuff that you want to see. Follow those companies and the content and the people that you want to see content from. And more importantly, unfollow companies, unfollow individuals, unfollow content, hashtags that you no longer want to see of. And the most important thing to remember is this: never touch content that you don't want to see. I'm Teddy, your LinkedIn strategist and trainer, and I hope this can have a positive impact on your LinkedIn newsfeed.